In today's video we're going to talk about the Selesnya Angel deck for Explorer Arena Qualifier. This is one of the best decks to play in best of 1. It has a lot of life gain, many good creatures and a lot of synergy that are really hard to deal with. The main goal is to gain a lot of life, to make your creature stronger or go wide on the board and win with your flying angels. This deck goes really well against many aggressive decks due to the fact that we just gain so much life. So this is definitely one of the better choices to go for the Arena Qualifier in best of 1. Let's talk about the two cards that give you the most life. Bishop of Wings gives you 4 life every time an angel enters the battlefield and also creates 1/1 spirit tokens whenever an angel dies. Righteous Valkyrie gives you life equal to the toughness whenever an angel or cleric enters the battlefield. When you do reach 7 more life than your starting total, all the creatures get +2/+2. These two are our main creatures that make sure we get a high life total. Resplendent Angel is our card to go more wide and is a 3/3 flyer for 3 mana that creates an angel at the beginning of each end step whenever we get 5 life in total that turn. Another creature to go more wide is Speaker of the Heavens. When we have 27 life total, we can tap this creature to create a 4/4 angel creature token with flying. To get to gain 5 life, we either play 2 angels, cleric, or we just use auto cards to get life as well. Lunarch Veteran gets you alive whenever a creature enters the battlefield. Inspiring Overseer is another card to gain 1 life and draw a card whenever this card enters the battlefield. If you want to make sure that 2 creatures enter the battlefield, the best card would be Collect the Company, an instant that goes 6 cards deep, or Kyle's Reconstruction, a sorcery that goes X card deep. Both cards fill this role really well and can be played. Giada, Font of Hopes helps us to play angels and make our angels way bigger. This card definitely should be in all versions. There are 2 cards I would always play in best of 1 versions in this deck. One is Trelasarra, Moondancer, and the other one is Ajani, Strength of Pride. Ajani sure can give us life, but the last ability to remove all creatures from opponent is so powerful, especially in the mirror game. Trelasarra can scry whenever we get life and gets bigger and bigger. This card helps us to find the cards we need in certain situations. For example, if we need Ajani in the mirror game, because the game can be really a stall game, we can just scry for Ajani and use its ability. This is a brief introduction what this deck can do, and again, I will show you guys 2 versions of the deck and tell you which one I will play. So this is gonna be my best of 1 angel configuration that I'm usually gonna play in the next qualifier in. I play this a lot and I have a high win rate with it, and I'm gonna go in detail why I'm gonna play it like this. And there's not just angels. The thing that probably makes this different to some lists is Trelasarra, Moondancer, which is a 2 mana 2/2. Whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter on Trelasarra, Moondancer, and we scry 1. The main reason I play this is, first, this goes quite big fast, so it's a good block against aggressive decks. And the scry 1 is so powerful. It keeps you finding cards, and if you play a mirror match, the only way you're gonna win in the mirror match, because both will have like 1,000 life or way more, right? I think I had 7,000 or something, is Ajani, Strength of the Pride. You can also play 2 in your main. I had 2 once and I switched it to 1 again because I didn't find too many angel decks. But Ajani, Strength of the Pride is a 4 mana loyalty 5 Planeswalker with +1, you gain life equal to the number of creatures we control. -2, you create a cat soldier and gets a +1/+1 whenever it gains life, which is fine. But the most important part is the 0. If you have at least 15 life more than your starting life, which is 35, exile Ajani, Strength of the Pride, and each artifact and each creature opponent controls is just exiled, right? So that is why this is so strong, right? Let's say they have the same angel board, like a million angels is like literally the angels will have like 120 power or way more. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I made a tweet about this, and I think it was around 7,000 to 8,000 life. I'm not even sure anymore. Then you play Ajani and you wipe the board, and then you attack with like 5,000 power each turn. And even if they have 7,000 life, it takes 2 turns, so that's totally fine. And yeah, so you want to find this card as soon as possible if you go to the stalemate. That is why you play Trelasarra here in this game, in this deck. And I think this is really important. I also don't play Skyclave Apparitions. I know it's a good card, but it also feels kind of dead in best of 1 sometimes. My game plan is just get more life that they can do damage to you. So this is why we have the Valkyrie here, we have the Bishop of the Wings, which is always baseline in each deck. But we also have a way to trigger Resplendent Angel way more, which is 3 mana 3/3. And there's some lines I want to show you. We have the Lunarch Veteran, which is a 1 mana 1/1. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. And this one plus one of these plus an angel gives exactly 5 life to create the extra 4/4 tokens here. You can also attack with Speaker of the Heaven, get the life, play an angel, and get the Resplendent Angel as well. So that's one way. You can also have Bishop of Wings in play, this one, and play Overseer, because Overseer also gives you 1 life and you draw a card. This 1 life, like these little 1 life cards, help you to get that angel way faster, and that angel that comes into play triggers your Wings and Valkyrie as well, so you get even more life, as you're going to see in the games. And these little 1 lives also are really good with Trelasarra, so that way you can look at more cards and find the cards you need. I also play 4 Speaker of the Heaven here. As I said, it's all about getting as much life as possible, and this is a card itself that can produce angels, which, if not getting taken care of, can also overtake the game, because if you get a 4/4, you trigger these things and so on. It's like it snowballs really fast out of control. I do play a full set of Youthful Valkyrie. This is the card you could cut if you want to play something different on 2. You can cut 2, I would say. You can add 1 more Trelasarra. You can add 2 Skyclave Apparition if that's more what you want to do. And I opted in this deck for Collect the Company. And the main reason I play Collect the Company here is I do have a lot of creatures. I only play Collective Company and not the other white card that searches as well. I don't know the name, but you know what I mean. I talked about it in the beginning. So Collect the Company is the one I want to play here because of the instant speed. The deck is super powerful. The decks that I'm most scared of with this is Blue-White Control. I added a matchup against Blue-White Control. The lockdown is so annoying. Like turn 3, getting rid of everything. Because if they have a board vibe and you have Bishop of the Wings in, and your Angel dies, you at least get the tokens and you can still play aggressive there. And maybe have a company up. But turn 3 is really annoying. Like turn 3 is super powerful. There's also a version you can play with Llanowar Elves. And yeah, I think I show you the version now, but this is the one I'm gonna play in best of 1. And yeah, let's have a look at the other one. So this is the other version, and this is mainly played in best of 3. And here you have a full set of 4 companies and a full set of Kyla's Reconstruction. This deck has a lot of more expensive spells. We also play Emira's Calls and Symbiosis. We also have the set of Llanowar Elves to have a turn 2 Valkyrie, for example. I think this is better in best of 3. I think in best of 1, you want to have those cards I just mentioned before, but I want to just show you this shortly. This is the best of 3 deck with Kyla here, and the Nykthos Land, right? Because Nykthos Land goes really well with this one. It goes also well with the Emira's Calls. And yeah, this is a bit of a different set. The only thing I think you can also play that one is Skyclave Aberration, maybe a 2-off, like the 2/2 split here is quite nice. So this is this list, and in the sideboard, if you play best of 3, you have Elite Spellbinders here, mostly against control. You have more apparitions against all the aggressive decks. Raidane also helps against control a lot because it makes everything more expensive. Portable Hole again against aggressive decks. Shape of Sanctuary if they have a lot of spot removal. Pithing Needle if there's a card you just want to make sure they cannot activate their abilities with. Damping Sphere, I think, is a really nice card to have because there's a lot of mono green devotion as well, and this makes mono green devotion less strong due to the effect that they cannot tap for green anymore. And here another Raidane. So again, my opinion in best of 1, the other deck I just showed you before is stronger. I just want to show you another version here so you can tinker yourself a bit. I think this is a good introduction to it, and I would say we go to the game. So this is our hand. We do not have Angel, but the Collective Company. We have a decent curve. We're probably going to find a 3 mana spell anyways. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with this, and I would say we're just going to start with this and the Lunarch Veteran. Veteran is really nice for the 1 life gain, right? With Bishop, it's 4. So if you find an Angel, for example, the one that creates tokens, then we can actually already get a token on turn 3, which is a really nice curve in general. Looks like we played a mirror, and I think our deck is quite good in the mirror match. And we're gonna play Giada here, which is always really good to make our angels way bigger. Because if you play the mirror match, Giada can make the difference on attacking. Because if you play the angels, right, you do want to have Giada in here. And this is interesting here because before we actually gonna play... So we're gonna play this. Do this. Then we're gonna attack. Get a block in here. And then we play another angel and our health gets even higher. And the best part about this is they're on 10, so it's gonna take a while. Are they playing angels? We don't know. Okay. So this is our hand. Not a turn 2, turn 1 is a bit fishy. But we can survive if we have turn 3, turn 4 here. So I think we're actually gonna try this one. If they have an aggressive deck, there's a chance. If they play angel, we could go long with this hand. So yeah, we're gonna try it. Okay, this is not an angel. Opponent is clearly mind gaming us big time. Found a turn 1 spell, which is not too bad either. So we're gonna play it. Iron Apprentice, that's such an interesting card. Do they play like Boggles or something where they push their cards? But I'm not too sure. Beautiful lands, by the way. We also have to make sure that we play better lands from now on. I always forget this when I build decks. I just choose some lands, and there are new futures now, right? Where you can actually choose your standard land. Okay, it's an artifact aggro list, which is fine. They could have attacked here, in my opinion, but they didn't. So yeah, we're gonna play the Valkyrie here just to make sure that we get the life soon. And even if they attack now, it's not that powerful in general. I mean, sure, if they attacked here, we could have attacked back, get the life back, so they would lose 1 life. So probably better not to attack there. And yeah, let's see. A Serpent for 1, okay. And Michiko is really dangerous. Oh, a Walker, that's quite cool. Well, let's see what's going on. We try to hopefully find a land. That's also interesting, but I think... Ooh, this is tricky. So... If we play this, so that's tricky. I think we have to go with this one. It's just more mana efficient, and then play the bishop. So yeah, we take the damage here, but we hope we get the life back, and we hope that Valkyrie is surviving. Valkyrie. I maybe mess it up because of the Twitch streamer or the YouTube streamer. Valkyrie. Valkyrie, right? Okay, guys, let me know. Let me know. This is the Swiss accent here that I'm kind of messing it up. Yeah, there's some damage coming in, but I mean, I'm totally fine here. I mean, this is a 5 damage. We can totally live with that. And yeah, sure, we want to try to find as much as possible. Interesting here. This is always going to be this. I mean, if we're really unlucky, of course, then Collect the Company will miss. But Bishop into Overseer is another version we can do right now, due to having 4 mana. We cannot activate Heavens here because we need 27 life, but I mean, if we find a Valkyrie and something else... okay, this is dangerous. They are really roboting over there. So let's see what's going on. If they attack us, we have to take the 6 damage for sure. They know we have a company, it's quite obvious. But yeah, let's see what they do. We cannot block too much, but we can block some. Okay, the 3/3 is definitely something we can block. 6/6. I'm maybe gonna shoot it anyways, but let's see. So it's not great. It's definitely not great, but we're gonna go with 2. Because the Moon Dancer can grow quite fast, which is really nice. And we can have a look here. This is something we want to take. It's just overall a really good card, and we can play double spell next turn. We're gonna take the 6 damage, and we actually don't play company next turn. We're gonna play a bishop here, which is basically the same. If you bishop into hope, it is basically the same. So we're gonna do this. And then we play this angel. And yeah. This is always good, you know, life is life. And we're gonna play another Angel. And at this point, it's quite hard for opponent just to, like, that's their board, right? And we now have already a 6/6 on the floor here. That finds us the cards we need. If we want to get rid of the creatures, we would have to scry everything down, because our Ajani is all in the bottom. But then again, I mean, look at the board states. We have 22 lives again, which is what this does. Sure, they have a DanyTLaw, obviously, and they can buff the entire region here. But then again, I mean, we have a really strong board ourselves. And after next turn, it's going to be really hard. We can actually play Wings into Overseer, and we get so much life, right? So I don't know. So this is a 7/7 potentially, which we will take. And soon we also can make these tokens, which is just it gets ridiculous now. So this is what I mean. We're gonna play this. We don't have to play company yet, so this is gonna be life. Nope. I mean, why not? Why not? This is something we're gonna draw now, so. And this is a lot of life. At this point, I think opponent will consider giving up soon. And this is quite. We take the land. Because it's quite heavy. Because now we have land and speaker if you want to. Yeah. It's an 18/18 already. Gonna get even more life here. Which is a 12/12 Angel. And yeah, this is basically what the deck does, and I'm glad I can showcase this. If you play a normal creature deck and you cannot finish the Angels off, the Angel will take over way too hard. We had 69 life, by the way, before. I'm gonna mention that shortly. Okay, we're gonna swing here with the flyers. We still have enough to block, which is totally fine. I don't think there's any way they can get out of this. And yeah, it was a pretty impressive turn. And like, just looking at these creatures, right, at 22/22, at 12/12, while having 81 alive, just shows how powerful this type of deck is. And I believe in best of one, this version with Trelasarra is probably one of the best decks you can play. And it's probably the one I will go for. The best of 3 version is kind of different, but I tried to have a good explanation in the beginning, so you can kind of see what all cards you can play, and this is a victory. This is our hand. Yeah, this is totally playable. We have a decent curve here, so we will go for it. If we find lands, of course, it's better. Hope at least gives us the chance to drop a 3/1. So this is the hardest matchup, I think. This is the matchup where we face Control. And Control, Bishop of Wings is quite good. Because if the Angel dies, we can actually get Angels back. Right. So most of the time, if we're gonna do something here, it will get countered. But there's a Censor, so we have to play this actually first. Because they play Censor. And that's why we're gonna do this first. Then we play this. Okay, there was no Censor. They could play Shock Typhoon here. So we're gonna play it like this. I'm gonna keep the Veteran in game there. Okay, now turn 3 they have Absorbs, so we have to keep Absorbs in mind. Temporal Lockdown is really good. Really good. Some play it, some don't, right? So not finding the land here is quite annoying. But hey, Temporal Lockdown is amazing in this format, so I have to say, pretty strong. If you would see more control decks, you should maybe think of playing Knight of Autumn as well, because like these are the main issues, right? We just have to play our stuff, there's not much we can do. If they don't counter this, they get a big hit, so we take it. But yeah. We have a Boseiju, which is not too bad. But I think you counter Valkyrie here. I mean, you have a Collect the Company, but yeah, this is the Absorb we were talking about. So yeah, you have to dodge this card or have a better hand in general. Teferi into open counter is the worst we can face here. But I don't think many people play Blue-White Control, but Blue-White Control is also a really strong deck right now. But there are so many other decks where Blue-White Control has a bit of a harder time, especially the Rakdos decks. So I do think, yeah, it's hard. It's definitely hard. They could play Wander as well. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play Company when they play Teferi. Is the main goal. We're probably gonna draw cards, but yeah, we have to do it when they play Teferi. Okay, they had a sensor here, the one we played around in the beginning. So yeah, if they do not do anything, we don't do anything either. They are missing lands. I'm gonna try to hit this. It's a good boost. But I could have kept it on hand, but I want to have a bit of a stronger board. They could play board wipe next turn too. At least we could get the veteran back. Maybe another absorb, make disappear, okay. So that's one counter gone from Teferi, which is kind of nice. If they had land Teferi here, we should have waited, but they didn't, so still think it's okay. Is a card that doesn't really help right now. So we keep attacking here. I mean, if they have a Shark Typhoon, it's a 2-2. But we're just gonna keep attacking. They are missing the land, which is good for us. It's a Wanderer. Which is a problem. Which is a problem. They know what we have, so... it's tricky. I have to do something. I cannot do much. I mean, I can keep collect the company up and hope that they don't have an untapped land here. But I feel like I have to play some creatures here. They have it. Dangerous. Yeah. This card was pretty hard to play around. Okay, with this they make sure we cannot really attack anymore, which is quite sad. And we're gonna play this. Scrying is really nice. And this one gets quite big. So we force them to play a board wipe. It's not perfect with the bishop. That's also a good card. Because now we have a decent board, and if they go with board wipe, this is also a really good card to have. Because it is really strong, creating angels each turn. So yeah. That's it. They have a march here. Sadly. Okay. Getting the creatures in. You want to play this cleric here. Hopefully this cleric kind of sticks. Because creating the angels each turn is something that's really nice. It's a bit of a boring game, right? We have to consider certain cards, and they go to 7 mana. They can now Teferi and have counter open, which is kind of dangerous. But yeah, they also can create tokens, but we can create bigger tokens in the angels, so. They could have a Eiganjo here, so there's no need to block this. It just is probably the board wipe. Okay. I'm gonna play this one. It's a flyer, which is quite nice. Okay, another absorb. It is hard. Yeah. That is fine. 4 cards left on their hand. Try to play our creatures again. I don't like playing company just like inside and then don't have any board to, you know, wander, okay? Now I feel a bit better if I have to play board wide, but yeah. They have a pretty strong creature that can attack each turn here. Not optimal. We cannot even play around Censor, which is kind of sad. Even though they discarded 2. I mean, their hand has a counter, right? So, not easy. An Angel would be nice. A Memory. Not a bad one. Yeah. It's hard with all the counters, I tell you that. Taking hits here is also not fine. So we have to start just jamming in to collect the company. Boseiju would be still really nice. Maybe you can play 2 Boseiju if you run into a lot of blue-white controls, but that's the only hard matchup you can have. That's like the matchup that is really, really hard to play. And we try our best here, as you can see. Get a second Wanderer, which I think they have. Keeping a card all the time on our hand, so they probably assume that we have company as well. It's a really rough spot here. But it's good to see that this is a hard matchup, so you guys will know when there's Teferi. So yeah, this is most likely game. We can try to go for company and pump our cards, but if they have something, they have something. So there's not much to do. Now we can at least play around Censor. And we're gonna try it. We're just gonna try it. It's probably the worst possible thing that could have happened. But we have to go with 2 Angels here. Now the main problem is they have the fairy, they have a big creature, they can create tokens. And I'm not too worried about the Supreme Verdict or something right now. But let's see what we find. We have 26 life. They have a lot of attackers now. We have to take it. The Vigilance attackers, sure. We have 3 flyers, but I mean, they have Shock Typhoon, which is really bad. They can even hardcast Shock Typhoon at this point. Yeah, that's what I mean. Now we have a problem. Good game. There's no out. We tried, but that is control. That's the hardest matchup. So I'm kind of glad we found that one. And now you see. Lockdown, not easy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, of course there are better 1, 2, 3, 4s, but this is a 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna keep it. We're gonna keep it. Yeah. No push. Nice. What is this? What just happened? Yeah. I mean, yeah, this is annoying, but you know, it could be worse. This is what in the world? I mean, this is not something you see usually, but let's see. Whenever you gain life, okay. I mean, we have a lot of life gain in our deck. So I guess it's not too bad. We lose life, gain life, we lose life. This is quite interesting what's going on here. Quite an interesting turn. Okay. I rather want to keep my life a bit higher here. Oh, this is a really interesting thing going on there. Oof. Yeah, well, let's just play cards. Yeah, we're gonna lose life. Lose more life. Get it. Now we gain a life at least. Yeah. So we definitely want to have this in to kind of mitigate some of their cards. Yeah. What a crazy matchup. But yeah, if we find the cards that actually give us a big life, like the Angel, the Cleric with the Collected Company here, I think we are on the safe side. But yeah, this doesn't do much right now. Yeah. Gonna shoot it and see what we find. That. Gonna be a lot of triggers now because we gain life, we lose life, right? Quite funny. Now we gain life. Yeah, the triggers still. That's an Angel, we take it. Take it. Now we just get a lot of life. So that's quite nice. And now we can go in with some cards. And then in the end we get more life due to the Angel here. Put them on 9. And now we get more life. What's this? This is quite funny though. Yeah, we keep it. I mean, we could have literally went for a Coco here, but I don't think we need to. They could have Me Took Massacre, which is dangerous. But it's only 2, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't know. This is not a deck you're gonna face usually, but I mean, it's a quite funny interaction, so yeah. Ready. Sniffy. Sniffy. Phone starts 2-3. It's okay. We keep it. Company's quite nice here. Mono blue is a bit tricky. Definitely more on the tricky side. We're just gonna slam Angels now. Try to keep our life total quite high so there. Because this is a tempo deck, right? Opponent's playing some sort of tempo deck. Where there's a lot of counters now. So yeah. We try to get the life first before we go company. Bring Phantom. 2 mana up for 1 counter. So we keep trying to keep our life total high. Which is what we try to do here. 2 mana open. Could still have a counter. Okay, but this Angel goes through. So we are 19 again. They have 3 cards left. 2 cards left, maybe 1 counter. We have at least 1 block here, which is nice. Blocks. And we try to double spell here. We have to go with this first. And if they don't have a counter, we get an Angel. And they do not. It is an Angel if they do not bounce our Resplendent Angel here. Looks like a bounce, but it's still fine. We get a lot of life here. So that's not too bad. They can tap here, we're on 20, but now they know what's coming next. So we're gonna take 8 damage here. Next turn, they have only 1 card left. And we can go Resplendent Angel if you want to, which is still very nice. We have to make sure that we hit our life total. Ascendant Spirit, they don't have a counter here, what we know. So we definitely want to play these two, yeah. That is fine. We need to get life now. It's a good card, but we always have to play this now. They're gonna tap one of our flyers. But we get a second one here. Quite strong. They don't have a bounce here, and then we can go company next turn and most likely get a lot of stuff. So yeah, here they're gonna tap one, which is fine. We're gonna get an other angel in the end of the turn, and we're gonna get 5 life as well. So we go back to 23. You can. This is a deck I face sometimes. I mean, you could attack here, but let's see what they do, what they have. I want to have all the cards. Don't know if they have March or something. Yeah, that land was not good for them. Sure, they can tap here, but it's not enough. Because collect the company, we go big. Really big. We will always block the Shackle guys with our 4/4, but I'm sure they tap it down. Yeah. In this position, we probably just take the damage here. So that's fine. That one we will take. There's actually a way of thinking on blocking that one, but then again, I think we take it. And now our collected company has to go big. That's really big. That's really, really big. That is game. That is the moment where like opponent is not too happy, I guess. We cannot make a token with the angel yet, but I mean we get a lot of life here, and you see what's gonna happen now. This is just absolutely ridiculous sometimes. They cannot tap this down, we have way too many creatures, and this is game. So yeah, interesting deck, tempo deck, and we won. Enigma. Let's play against an Enigma. 1, 2, 4, okay. Not too bad. Giganta. Could be many things. Could be many things. Okay. Flash. Okay. So yeah, I mean now we definitely want to find something here. This is probably like a Illuminator or something with spears. I mean they attack with both a spell up. Okay, they have a removal, reckless. Yeah, is a reckless here. Reckless is a good card against our deck. If we have the chance to block one of these, we block one of these. Okay, so now we want to find a land, and then we are back in the game most likely. 3 mana, Feather, but I don't think they play it. District, okay. With a buff on District, +1/+1 counter. Oh, Anger, okay. Lots of stuff coming in here, so that's not too cool. A Trample as well. Gonna let this one through. We're gonna try to keep them for cards with no Trample. Not really helpful, but I mean, it's alive. Getting some little bit of life here, but now company land is big. Quite big. Feel like Reckless coming. Anger 2. Dangerous. Now we're getting a territory where it's quite dangerous. We have to use the speaker for a block here. And then we have to find a land. If you don't find a land, this is really dangerous too. We have to do it this turn. Yeah, this gives us an extra angel. We will not block with this. 6/6 angel is good. Going back to 18, we can work with this. The deck was not as fast here. I'm gonna block like this. The veteran is still something I would like to keep, but yeah. That's a dangerous one. But we're on 18, right? We had to keep the bishop though, I think. Yeah, I mean it's okay. We get a token from this. Is something. It still takes some damage. Yeah, now we need just a really good company. This is the main goal. I mean, not sure if they have to give up here, to be honest, but yeah, they don't really have a card in their hand, so I guess it makes sense. Yeah, this deck is dangerous, but the life gain, as I said, wins against most creature aggressive decks, and this is why Angel is a deck to play in best of 1. I'm your dog. Yeah. Are you though? Are you dope? We have to mulligan this hand. This is okay. Actually, a hand where Ajani is not bad. Oh, this is sad. We have to do it though. The lands are also not perfectly lined up. So here I think we have to go for the Giada first. Makes the most sense to me. It's a really good card here, ramps us, which is nice. We know they have a counter. So we're gonna double creature here. Maybe they have a bounce, which is whatever. Try to go double creature, I think. Gives me a bit more pressure, and it's kind of dangerous because this card can go big. Here we will not attack. I feel like they have a creature. Make this a 2/2. Yeah. We do not want to run it. Wonder is whatever here, because we don't really. I mean, we have, but it's fine. Okay. Gonna play our little stuff. Gonna attack first. I don't mind this dying now. Okay, Rattle Chain. So now they don't have a counter though. And we trade with the Wander, which is still fine. Which is still kind of fine. Then we get a yeah, that's okay. That's okay. I guess so. I mean, it would have been a dream if they traded with the Wander there, but yeah. Getting the life here is quite good. I don't think we play company into this board here quite soon. So we're going with this one thick. Spirit. Okay. That tells me stuff. Yeah, that's quite funny. Don't play sensors or these kind of things, so we're just gonna slam it. Love the denial. To be fair, I take trades. Take both trades here. The spirit gets bigger, the other spirit makes sure they can flash spirits in. So we go with this. Yeah. Not too bad to have it. We can trade with the Wanderer now with our hope here. So that's okay. Oh, my green screen. That's okay. That one we don't trade. But having a 4/4 on the ground is quite good. This can become a 2/3 right now. So we're gonna attack with these two. Yeah, I think it's definitely the right decision to attack here. Okay, that's a 1/1. If we get a block out, I'm already happy. That's quite good for me. I have to let this go through. Then we end the turn. Yeah, now we can company here. That's not perfect. Definitely had strongers, but we take 2 flyers here. Get some life. No, not one of them again. No land. This is why this card is so strong. That's okay-ish. We already have one. Okay, I mean, it was quite good. We have 12 lands, our board is stronger. And we have a 7/7 on the ground. You can easy use this one here too. Get even stronger now, which is also nice. We're looking for good cards, you know, the big angels, Kokos, these kind of things. While pressuring with an 8/8. 2 mana, 8/8, cries us a lot. Uncommon, by the way. They're on 4. Hard for them to trade here, I guess. I'm in love with this card. This card is just so good in best of 1. It's absolutely ridiculous. And every time I play this card, I feel good. 2 flyers. Risky over there. If we block with our flyers or angels, we do get a token from the bishop, which is also nice. So if they attack, we're gonna block with the Inspiring Overseer to force a potential trade. That could be a Flash Lord, that could be Flash Double Lord. Don't think so. But then they tapped out, which is also good for us. And we get to scry, because we get the creature, right? And then we can scry with this. So scrying before our next draw would be really nice. They're on 4, but it's so risky to attack on their side. So I don't think they will, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfect, but what do you want to do? It's an angel. Gives us life, we can search stuff again. Yeah. We would have kept that one. So yeah, like, this card just finds us always a playable card, which is so amazing, and I'm really in love with that card, and yeah, some good games, I would say.